Welcome to Laguna Creek Real Estate's Kings Talk, brought to you by Laguna Creek Real Estate. Go to LagunaCreek.com for all your real estate needs. Kings Talk is also presented by True Chat Inc., Dr. Paul Shaner, Bada Bing Pizzeria, and Whitaker's Pharmacy. Now, here's the voice of the Kings, Lucas Moore.
Hello, welcome in. It's a day of celebration. It is a day of celebration on June 20th, 2016. Another edition of Kings Talk, and it's not for the Champion City Kings, although we will talk about them. It is about the Cleveland Cavaliers, NBA champions. So excited. I think the whole state of Ohio is excited. If you want to listen to my take on the NBA Finals, LeBron James, Steph Curry, the Warriors, you want to go ahead and follow me on Twitter at @MoreLucas and look for my retweeted show on True Chat, about 30 minutes long podcast similar to this, where we talk about the NBA Finals, the NBA Championship, and you'll get my hot, fresh sports takes on all of that going on. But the Kings, this is Kings Talk, and we're going to talk about the Champion City Kings, and not the King James, even though I could talk about that all day long. If you're a Cavs fan, I'm happy for you. I've been saying go Cavs at the stadium since the finals started, if you've been hearing me around. The Kings had an average week, but that is better than the 1-5 week they had before. They had a 3-3 week. It started with a 9-2 win against Butler on Tuesday, then a postponement against Danville. Then they lost back-to-back on the road in Lafayette, Terre Haute, came back home and won 2 out of 3 home over the weekend with the one Father's Day doubleheader, which is fine. You lost your games on the road, couldn't pick one up on the road, but you won 3 out of your 4 games at home. That's huge. Hitting got better. Pitching just faltered a few times, but the hitting got better, and that's the improvement you're looking for. And it's about improvement at this point because Prospect League standings, we're going to go ahead and check on those right now. Kings have fallen to 8-14, even though they haven't fallen. They stayed right at about 6 games under. They're still 4.5 back, not mathematically eliminated from being the first half champion. We are 22 games in. At the 30-game point, we will know 2 teams that have made the playoffs already in the Prospect League. And it's a close race in the East. I would count the Kings out of that playoff race. To be honest, ladies and gentlemen, Champion City at 8-14 at the bottom, 4.5 back. I just don't see it a realistic possibility that they catch West Virginia at the top and claim the first half title. Now, if they win the last 8 games, West Virginia falls up, but then you have to rely on a couple other teams to fall off as well, and it's just not a good situation for the Kings to be in. So this last 8 games of this first half, it's not about winning, it's not about losing, it's about everybody on the team getting better, everybody on the team pushing forward, looking to position themselves for a second half run, which they almost had last year. Remember, beginning of second half last year, they came out on fire. They had the lead in the division for a little bit. They fell off, though. But we'll get to the preview of moving forward, but we want to recap what happened in the standings in the Prospect League. West Virginia on top in the East, still up a half a game over the Butler Blue Sox. Chillicothe Paints only down 1 game. They've won 3 games in a row, 8 of their last 10. Chillicothe has their real players back. They are on fire, and they might just catch West Virginia for that first half title. Kokomo has fallen off the table. 5 straight losses, fallen to 10-12. Not good for Kokomo. And then Lafayette has won 2 straight, but they're at 10-12, 2.5 back. So Kokomo and Lafayette still realistically into it. Champion City 4.5 back. Really, the East is as close as really it could possibly be, but it's not as close as the West. I mean, both divisions are extremely close. The West is ridiculously close, people. 2 teams tied at the top record-wise. Well, not record-wise, but 0 games back. Danville at 12-9, Quincy at 13-10. They're technically tied. Quincy's played 2 more games. Danville's played 2 less games. So we'll see how that plays out. Quincy has 7 games left. Danville has 9. They're tied at the top. Then 3 teams in the West are half a game back from Danville and Quincy at the top. DuPage, Terre Haute, and Springfield, all half a game back from the teams at the top. The West is anybody's ball game except for Hannibal. The Hannibal Cavemen, 5.5 back. They're out of it, pretty much like Champion City is. So if you think it's anybody's ball game in the East, it's anybody's ball game in the West. 3 teams half a game back and 2 teams tied at the top. I mean, first half champion is going to be it's going to be interesting in the West who snags that, and it's really important when it comes to Prospect League playoff pushes. When we look at the league stats, Andrew Curran out of Danville, 429 batting average, 2 RBIs, no home runs, but 56 at-bats, real player. Riley Benner out of Lafayette, I've talked about him every single week. He is tearing up 402, 2 home runs, 22 RBIs. This kid has really, really impressed me. Danville's got a couple good hitters. Matt Ford and Andrew Curran are both from Danville. They're really good, but Lafayette's Riley Benner has been fantastic. Jet Sweatland's fallen off for the Kings, no longer in the batting average leaderboards. We'll talk about that here in a second. The pitching leaders in the Prospect League, Brian Hobby out of Terre Haute, 19 in the third innings, .47 ERA. Of course, Andrew McDonald, 0-2 record, but with a 1.73 ERA and 26 innings pitched. And that's not good as a team when your best pitcher goes out there with a 1.73 ERA and has not picked up a win. They are not backing up Andrew McDonald well. Had a chance to see him pitch at the stadium. He's as good as advertised, people. 6'6", fastball smooth, curveball smooth, control, throws strikes, throws hard, and is smooth. I mean, that's the biggest thing I can emphasize. He looks smooth. He looks good. Really does look good throwing the baseball. But Kings look slightly better hitting. They moved out of the cellar when it comes to team stats in the Prospect League. They are no longer the worst hitting team in the league in every category. They have passed Kokomo in batting average. And they passed a few teams in slugging percentage. And they've passed... No, they're still at the bottom in on-base percentage. So they're still near the bottom in every category. But they're not dead last like it was last week. Last week, their batting average improved 20 points over a week. That is a really, really good week for the Kings. They improved hitting-wise, and that is a big positive moving forward, that they can improve hitting. Went 3-3 in a 6-game stretch. Positives to take out of that. Pitching-wise, though, they regressed a little bit. Danville still at the top of the league by almost 1 whole ERA point with a 2.34. They've been fantastic. But Champion City, 3.93 ERA right in the middle. That's down 0.1 points from last week. So they stayed about the same. But they needed a better week from their pitchers to go on a massive winning streak, to make a run at the first half title. They didn't get that. I don't think they're going to get that in the upcoming week. So I don't think the first half title is going to be in range for Champion City, and that's just being honest for me. They're going to have to move forward and look for something else. A surprising little fact here, Champion City, we moved the fences in. Almost 15 feet, 315 left, 315 right, 350 in the gaps, 390 to center, when it used to be 330, 330, 375, 375, 404. We moved those in, and we've only given up 3 home runs. So not even close to what Springfield's given up, to what Terre Haute's given up. Not even close to Danville's given up, the best pitching team in the league, giving up 6 home runs. So at least they're not giving up home runs. That's a positive to take out of the Champion City Kings. And so looking at that, things improved this week. That is a huge thing. They improved. When we look at our individual stats, it's Andrew McDonald stands out to me. Andy Fisher, 1.77 ERA. There's some real good pitchers on this team. Zane Collins has been a bit of a disappointment with a 9.72 ERA out of Wright State, 8 1/3 innings pitched. Hasn't had a good start yet, but hopefully he comes around. There's a lot of talent here, and the pitching was stagnant this week. There was no improvement, but where we saw the improvement was hitting. That was where the Champion City Kings got much better, and a big part of that is the addition of Lee Sponseller, who went 5 for 11 this past week. It's a 455 batting average. Had 2 RBIs. If you remember, Mr. Sponseller out of Ohio Dominican, he played last year for the Kings, hit a grand slam in a game at Carlton-Davidson Stadium, and he really is fantastic in a lot of stretches. He was in the 4-hole for a lot of time last year. Matthew Ferrudo, another addition, 406 batting average. He's doing really well, 5 RBIs. John Goodrich, 314 batting average. Kennedy, 310. What worries me here is Jet Sweatland, 268. That's something that really does worry me. 1 home run, 12 RBIs. He was up at 390, and he's fallen off on a cold streak. Actually had to bat him in the 8-hole the other night. But let me make a point real quick let me make a point really quick about why this is positive moving forward. Even though there's stagnation in the pitching this past week and the hitting got slightly better, the players that Rick White is picking up are doing well. That's a difference from last year. Last year, a lot of the players who picked up, they did well or they did poorly. But Rick White is adding some serious talent. He's added talent as the year's gone along. And I think that is the biggest point pushing into the second half of the season that the Kings can have the biggest positive impact about. Is you can guarantee Rick White, 12 years in the major leagues, is going to attract some serious talent from some serious coaches. And if he can get the right talent and get the guys that are here playing well, Kings have one of the best shots to win in the second half, and it's due to the guy that's in the general manager's office and that is down on the field managing. You got to trust him. You got to look forward. Let him acquire the talent. Takes a little time. Takes a little time to build. And the guys here need to play better. And I think that's completely possible, and I think it's 100% possible that the Kings win the second half. But they've got to improve. They got to add the right talent, and when the talent gets here, they got to play well, and the guys that are here have to play well as well. And we're going to go ahead and look forward to the next week. And when we come back from the commercial break, we'll look forward to the next week, Prospect League preview. We'll talk about the Kings' upcoming few games, couple at the stadium, couple on the road, and we'll talk all about that when we come back on Kings Talk.
This pizza is great.
I know, Bada Bing always hits the spot, and this craft beer just seals the deal.
How do I order more?
Well, you can come to the store on Fountain Avenue downtown or call 937-390-1300, and if you mention that you heard about them on Kings Talk, they'll give you some of their delicious garlic knots for free.
Wow, looks like I'll be spending a big part of the summer at Bada Bing Pizzeria.
Bada Bing Pizzeria, the best beer in Ohio and the greatest pizza on the planet. Laguna Creek Real Estate is a local company committed to the foundations of experience, teamwork, and excellence. Laguna Creek has realtors that know the area because they live in the area, and they're waiting to help you. So if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, call 937-342-9995 or visit lagundacreek.com. Charlene and Donovan and their great team of realtors can't wait to help. Dr. Paul Shaner has had 44 years of dental experience and has been a role model for the community of Springfield since 1972, serving the dental needs of all ages, from grandparents to grandchildren. Call 937-390-8740 or visit the office at 251 Hampton Place, just off North Limestone. And from Dr. Shaner himself, go Kings! Whitaker Pharmacy has been serving the Springfield community for over 105 years. With 3 convenient locations on East Main Street, Lagunda Avenue, and South Limestone Street, your prescription needs are a short drive away. Whitaker also offers $3.95 prescription plans, free home delivery, and loyalty rewards and gift cards. So stop in store or check them out online at whitrx.com. Whitaker Pharmacy, the service and convenience you deserve. True Chat is a media podcast network powered by real Americans with honest opinions on a mission to create responsible media. Our content is free, available anytime and anywhere through the True Chat app. True Chat is redefining what media can and should be. Listen to daily shows on sports and politics and weekly shows on life, entertainment, business, and culture. We won't join the media elite because we're setting a new standard, a higher standard, the True Chat standard. Take a listen. And big welcome back to Kings Talk. We're only doing 2 segments today. We'll be back to the normal 3 segments next week. Only 2 segments today. Right now we're going to preview the upcoming week for the Champion City Kings. The first half will not end before our next show, so we'll have a chance to really recap the first half on our next Kings Talk next Monday. Of course, I expect you to be back for that show. But looking forward to this week. It starts with a singular home game against West Virginia tomorrow. West Virginia at the top of the division. Big game for West Virginia. Champion City trying to get better play spoiler. 2 on the road to Terre Haute. 1 on the road in Lafayette. Back at home for a weekend series against West Virginia. And then we'll have our next Kings Talk. during this stretch, it's about improvement. The last couple shows, when I've said the preview, they need to win this to really compete for the first half. They have to win every game to have any sort of shot to win the first half. Even if they win every game, there's probably a big chance they don't win the first half of the season. So this upcoming week is about getting guys in their comfort zone, getting guys swinging the bats well, getting guys their pitching motions correct, getting guys comfortable, getting guys playing time. Because when you can do that, you'll get them on a roll. And if you can get them on a roll at the right time, hit the second half running, full speed, you can capture the second half title, you can make the playoffs. But you've got to get the right guys comfortable. You got to get the guys swinging the bats well. And if there's anybody to trust in doing that, it's Rick White. It's about recruiting the right guys. It's about coaching the guys in the right way. There's a lot of major league experience in that dugout. And that really will help the guys, and it'll help from the general managers, from the acquisition side. More guys like Fruto, Sponseller, Bradshaw, all will come in, all will play better. And when you can acquire talent like that in the middle of the season, that's a huge part of the prospect league. So even though the Kings are 8-14, they're struggling right now. You don't want to count them out. So when you're watching this week, when you come down to the stadium, because I know you're going to come to the stadium, when you're watching the games, what you want to pay attention to, what you want to make sure you try to look for is guys that aren't swinging the bats too well right now to turn it around. Guys that aren't pitching too well right now to turn it around. If you just see slight improvements in the team moving forward through this week that can turn into bigger improvements, that's the positives you need to look for. That's the positives I'll look for. It isn't about they've got to win every game on this to show how good they are. No, they've got to tread water, look for improvement, find the guys that are improving correctly, insert them in the lineup, get guys playing time, and then explode when you hit the second half. Second half starts in Chillicothe on the second game on Thursday, June 30th. The second game of that is the start of the second half. The first game is the end, and Chillicothe might just be playing. That might be a huge game for Chillicothe, playing a win the first half, which is huge. So those will both be in Chillicothe. Chance few of us might be heading down to Chillicothe. We'll see about that. Chillicothe is not a bad drive. Beautiful stadium at VA Memorial. If you ever have the time or the interest to make the drive down to Chillicothe to VA Memorial Stadium, all turf, great atmosphere, good night of baseball. It's really something to enjoy, something to behold. I really, really recommend going down to Chillicothe, and might as well go to support your Champion City Kings. So this week, remember, they're fine. They've just got to find the right improvements. They got better this past week. It's about getting better moving forward into the second half. And make sure you come down the stadium. If the schedules hold as they had without rain delays or anything, it is a weekend series against West Virginia coming up. On Saturday and Sunday. I highly recommend coming to the game on Sunday, June 26th, 5:05 p.m. first pitch. Andrew McDonald pitches Sundays, and he is a treat to watch. If you like watching somebody that I think's got a real shot at being a pro baseball player, you want to come watch Andrew McDonald, the kid out of Virginia Tech, pitch on Sunday, June 26th against West Virginia. That one should be a game. It should be a hot ticket. Get down to the stadium and watch Andrew McDonald work his magic against the Miners from West Virginia. That's pretty going to be our show today. Go Cavs, baby. Titles, victory. Let's see if Cleveland can turn it, and maybe Champion City can go out and try to win some titles this season. You never know. Cavaliers, baby. They did it, and hopefully the Kings can start to do it too. I'll see you next week on Monday. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Ladunda Creek Real Estate's Kings Talk, brought to you by Ladunda Creek Real Estate. Go to ladundacreek.com for all your real estate needs. Kings Talk is also presented by True Chat Inc., Dr. Paul Shaner, Bada Bing Pizza, and Whitaker's Pharmacy.